There we are.
Okay. All right. I would like to welcome everyone to General Committee meeting for June 13th, 2023. And I'd like to welcome everybody watching as well as all of those in attendance. And I would like to take a roll call.
Jim Waters, Alderman, Ward 6.
Bob Garza, Alderman, Ward 3.
And I am Lee Peterson, Chairman of General Committee and Ward 2 Alderman. So I know it hasn't taken effect yet, but we are going to be asking every committee for citizen comments. And I know I didn't have a form for anyone to sign up, but is there anyone here who would like to make citizen comments tonight? I know I'm getting the cart in front of the horse, but
Because I want to address that article that the mayor sent out.
yes, and
When you
I
get to it.
appreciate citizen comments.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. I would like
That'll come under
to,
other business, by the way.
all right, perfect. I would like to accept the agenda as written.
So move.
Second?
All right, we have a motion and a proper second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that passes. Okay, have you all had a chance to review the minutes from our last meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, can I get a motion to accept minutes as read?
So move.
Am I able to vote on that since I didn't think so? I wasn't here.
You can abstain.
Staying, yeah.
Yeah, I'll abstain.
Okay, proper motion to accept the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and one abstention. I think that's French. Okay, we have approved the minutes from May the 9th. All right, let's move on to our ordinances and resolutions. And the first one on our agenda is Resolution 2023-20, a resolution amending the job classification list and pay tables for the city of Hendersonville, Tennessee. All right. And Mayor Clary is sponsoring that. And should I have asked who's here?
It's really your
I don't
choice.
think it's too late, but
Up to you.
if everyone would like to say their names, so we've got it on record, who is in attendance,
Sure.
starting with Jason.
Sure. Jason Gallo, Admin Services Director.
Scotty Bush, Hendersonville Fire.
Andy Gillett, Parks Director.
Mayor Jamie Clary.
Karen Dixon, Alderman, Ward 4.
Jesse Eckneroth, Chief of Operations.
Steve Rozak, Ward 5.
Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all being here. Mayor Clary, you are sponsoring this resolution. Would you like to speak on that, or would you like Jason?
I'll be happy to speak on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that Jason can give you a better explanation.
That sounds great. Okay, Jason.
All right, fair enough. So what you have in front of you are a handful of things. One is a job classification master list. So once a year, we present this before BOMA as a confirmation of the positions that we have for the city. Should be page 9 of your packet there. So that is all the positions that we have broken out by departments, their grades, if they're exempt or non-exempt, so basically salaried or hourly positions. Separate to that, then you also have the pay grades. With this one, this is something that is different this year. Jesse and I have talked about this. We thought it made sense for it to go forward with the classification list. So if you're looking at a job classification, you can also see what that pay range would look like. I will say that the tables that are provided to you show the 6% COLA that was proposed, as well as the market adjustment for police. Now, based on the discussion later tonight, if that at BOMA, if that needs to change, we'll make an amendment to those and just update those tables.
Does this go to Bowman tonight?
No, this does not go, but I know the budget discussion goes forward tonight. So if the COLA is part of that discussion, then we can make the changes to this. This won't go to BOMA until the following.
Basically, this just formally recognizes the job class and the pay scale, and that's probably part of the HR policy or something. So
It is.
there's no fiscal impact to the budget just having this list. Okay. Does the committee have any questions?
I do not. I don't think I do. Thank you.
Okay, well,
For self-explanatory.
all right, if there is no more questions, I would like a motion to
Accept this resolution. I'll make that motion.
Second.
okay,
Move it on.
all right, proper second, a motion and a second. All those in favor of sending this to BOMA, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That passes with positive approval. We will send that to BOMA.
Thank you.
Okay, and now we have item number 2, and that's resolution 2023-23, a resolution authorizing the city's Department of Parks and Rec to apply for a State of Tennessee Department of Intellectual and Development Disabilities grant for the construction of an all-inclusive playground at Saunders Ferry Park. And I and Alderman Skidmore are co-sponsoring this, but since Andy is here, if you would like to speak on this resolution so we can kind of have some more information on what you're wanting to do.
This grant was brought to our attention a little over a week or so ago, and the deadline to apply is June the 19th. It is a new grant with the state that is fully reimbursable up to $500,000. So what that means is we would have to construct a playground for $500,000 or less to be out $0. We had a concept a couple of years ago. There was discussion at BOMA in some budget workshops about an inclusive playground space at Sanders Ferry. So the application is very detailed. One of our consultants that we work with frequently brought it to our attention, actually. And for us to be that far down the road to have a concept at Sanders Ferry would be helpful since we're on a tight timeline. That's why this is in front of you all and not Public Works. And it will be scheduled to go to BOMA pending approval of waiving the 2-week rule.
I have I know Alderman Waters wanted to speak on the location, but was Saunders Ferry Park part of the master plan with the consultant for this type of a park? Is that why you
Upgrading all of our playground spaces is part of the master plan. And our ones at Sanders Ferry are some of the oldest and in most need of renovation.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to just, this is an all-inclusive playground, something similar to Mary's Magical Place. What was the cost of that park?
Approximately 1.5 million in 2017 to 18.
So can we get an equivalent park for 500,000?
Not even close.
Could,
You get one about a third of Mary's Place. Just to give you an example, the floor at Mary's Place, the turf and the blue surface when you walk in, when you combine all that together for that 15,000 square feet is over $500,000 just for the floor. A new piece of playground equipment that accommodates wheelchairs is going to be $60,000 to $80,000 for one piece of equipment.
The excuse me, the the department, the State Department, that is offering this, do they have plans at a park at 500,000? It seems like they picked a number because it has some merit.
They put out a total number of dollars and said they're going to award a certain number of grants up to 500,000 each. So
Okay,
some cities may apply for 100,000 to get one piece of equipment.
gotcha.
Some
Okay.
would apply for 500,000.
Okay,
So that you can, playgrounds you can design as small or as
Right.
big as you want to.
the Saunders Ferry needs the most work, it sounds like.
Well, the ones we have at Sanders Ferry need renovation badly.
Okay, yeah, I've seen them there. Yeah, I agree.
How much park would we be able to afford for 500,000?
How much, like the size of one? You're going to get something about a third the size of Mary's Magical Place.
5 or 6,000 square
hopefully.
feet. Hopefully.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Correct.
And
And I don't, these grants, I'll just tell you, since they've been put out, since it got put out, I've had phone calls from Paris, Tennessee, all the way to Bristol, asking me about Mary's Place and who designed it and who built it and how they can accommodate parts of what we do into what they do in their cities. And they're applying for these grants, and these are places that probably don't have one to begin with, but why not apply? That was
I agree. This resolution is just to apply.
Question, please.
well, it certainly is something for us to be proud about.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to compare apples to oranges here, but if by chance we get another grant through an insurance company, would we be able to combine both of these into one?
No, sir.
Okay, that's all I have. Mr. Waters?
Okay, we know that one we have now is, we've been fighting flood. Saundersville would eliminate that problem? Do they have problems down there too?
We don't have flooding issues at Sanders Ferry Park.
You don't?
No, sir.
Okay.
Not in the places where we put a pool.
Good. Number two, and we was talking about it before the meeting, concerned about the handicapped people having to fight the normal, I hate to use that word normal, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
They come in down here at Mary's and they more or less take over. And I've been told that some of them been bullied. I mean, it's hard to say that because my sister had one, so I know what it is, but is there any way that we could make it exclusive for those kind of people?
I think that would be a decision for the Parks Board and probably BOMA.
Boma?
May not be allowed under this grant, though.
Probably wouldn't,
It would-
because this grant uses the term all-inclusive. And when you say exclusive, you're not being all-inclusive.
Well, I read that and I got it underlined, but I wasn't gonna say nothing.
And it's also funded through tax dollars.
Where most of Mary's was funded through private, I think, and donation and contractor donation, I believe.
Correct.
Build it from hand up, yeah. If we get it, which I think we can, with your knowledge, it has to go to Saunders Fair, right?
The way we will write the grant, yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Do we have any more discussion on Resolution 2023-23? Seeing none, I would like to entertain a motion to accept this resolution.
And I'll second it.
Okay, have a proper motion and a second. All those in favor of sending this to BOMA, say aye.
All right,
Aye, that's all three of us. That is
Thank you.
unanimous.
look your magic handy.
Okay, let's move on to other agenda items. One is number 3, the discussion of code of conduct. No, this came up, I think, last month or the month before.
Mhm.
Would you like to speak on that?
So this is a topic that the mayor wanted to discuss specifically about code of conduct for aldermen and the BOMA in large. So I'll turn it over to the mayor if you have any.
Yeah, a month ago, I thought I'd be further along than I am. I've looked at a couple different cities. I looked at what we have written right now, and I haven't added much to that, to be honest. I sort of got sidetracked with the policies and what's eventually going to be a resolution from the city, possibly an ordinance. involving citizen comments. So if we want to skip code of conduct and go to citizen comments, fine with me. Unless, but I will say this, any ideas you have, please send them to me.
Definitely, we will do that, and I would like to get more input, especially from the alderman, for your code of conduct. Okay, and moving on to other business, I believe we could discuss citizen comments at this point, since I think that's right around the corner.
Yeah, got a question.
Yes, Mr. Walters.
Mayor or Jesse one. I'm confused, okay? First page, he lists 4 items. Explain to me what E, speakers must follow the rules in the city code
That's
102, I know what that is, except part 2 pertaining to duration. What are you saying?
So in board, we give them 5 minutes. In committees, I'm suggesting 2. So part 2 of duration right now says 5 minutes. I want to adopt all the guidelines except for that 5 minutes. In committees, I think it should be 2, but that's going to be up to the board. What do y'all think? Should it be 3? Should it be 5? The reason I limited
Run
in
that by me
committee,
again, will you?
so in committee meetings, we would have the same rules as we do in there, except in committee meetings, people can only speak for 2 minutes. And the reason for that is because most of the committee meetings have to be finished in an hour, in this case, 30 minutes. And so if you have several speakers taking up 5 minutes, you just spent the whole time that you needed for the committee.
You're talking about in the committee?
In a committee. So I'm just suggesting 2. Maybe the answer is 3, maybe it's 4, maybe it's 5, but right now I'm just suggesting 2.
It's amendable though, right?
Very much so.
So,
Very much so.
Did we ever go over 3 or 4 minutes in a committee?
I don't know, but also it might be a case per case basis. If you only have one person who signed up, I think it would be okay if they went over the allotted time. But I understand the mayor's point, because you don't want to eat up your entire meeting, even though citizen comments are vitally important.
What I would do in that situation is maybe I say to a maximum of 10 minutes. So if you have somebody here that's the only one who wants to speak, and the chairman wants to give, that person 10 minutes, that's a possibility. What I won't put in there is I won't put in the word case by case, because then it gets a little bit inconsistent, which we don't want to be.
Okay,
But I understand what you're saying. I think that's something we can.
I kind of like allotting 10 minutes. That's a good lengthy time, and it won't eat into the agenda, but it also allows people to participate.
Do we need to set that time tonight?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
No.
I think we'll discuss that
I'll come back in a month with.
with all the particulars.
Okay, if I may, Mr. Chairman, on page 2 of the General Assembly, chapter number 213, it's talking about at least 48 hours prior to a meeting of the local legislature body, council board, mayor and alderman, the agenda for the upcoming meeting must be made available to the public. Oh, that's what we do out from the building, isn't it?
Yep.
So we comply with that.
Well, we always provide notice. We don't necessarily provide an agenda. I think we usually do 48 hours ahead of time. But we always provide notice with outside 48 hours.
That's all. That's no further sufficient.
We're good with that.
Okay, do we have any other discussion about citizen comments or other business?
Oh,
well, just, we got something a couple days ago from the American Cancer Society about lung, heart, and smoking and non-smoking. Is that going to be in the ordinance? Is that going to be something that has to come before the BOMA?
So yes, that's an ordinance, and the Public Safety Committee recommended it tonight. It won't come to a BOMA for 2 weeks.
Okay, because I didn't see the ordinance on here. I just saw the letter from those guys.
Yeah, it just went to Public Safety, and they wanted to get the letter to you before you, before the full board met. Since I sent it to Public Safety, I went ahead and sent it to everybody.
Okay, cool.
We'll see that in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, if we do not have any more business, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
so moved.
Second.
Proper motion and second for adjournment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you and everybody for attending, and everyone's in.